Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So today, just now, freshly dropped announcement that pausing champion balance changes. Kabam might drop an announcement basically saying that they want to take a moment and let us know that they're going to take a brief pause, pausing, updating recently released champions, and based on your feedback work towards better communication of changes and reasons for them. Then there's a bunch of yada yada yada, but the base idea is that pausing it for now, they're gonna gather more data starting from a nihilist till invisible woman, present them to us kind of like in a batch post in December, and most importantly we're going to take some time to gather information for all of the champions from a nihilist to invisible woman, and then in December present all these changes to you in a forum post and give you a chance to provide feedback before we release them into the game. That does matter. That is great. That is good. That does not necessarily mean that all my worries are over. However, or neither your worries are over. However, this is a right step. This coming out just freshly after the Comic-Con, and I'm sure that had a lot to do with it, that people who could speak on behalf of the community, so huge thank you to all of them, to actually kind of like interact with Kabam employees in person and present their thoughts and arguments. That's awesome. This post, I like it. I think it's fantastic. I think it's definitely a step in the right direction. I think it's exactly what we were kind of concerned and worried about, that balance changes, they are very tricky to be handled and managed, and I can agree that to a degree they might be necessary, but they need to convince us that they are, and then there is something an off balance. And the fact that we will be given opportunity to give our feedback and hopefully have that feedback taken in consideration when it comes to retuning the champions, because we're also not unreasonable. As instance, immediately when Carl balance changes came announced, like, we were just worried that he's gonna get nerfed, but if you actually want to balance him, giving him more block proficiency and lowering his damage ceiling might not even be a horrible idea for the champion. But so long as there is this kind of like back and forth in between players and Kabam, kind of like, if we can do that, then we can improve that, and that's gonna make it for well balanced, more rounded champion, so on and so forth. Those are great things. That is what this game, this community, and Kabam should aspire to be and to do. And so today, definitely a happy post. I am super excited to see this announcement. Now, I kind of wish that it wouldn't be pushed off to December, because that's still like 2 months away. And yeah, so there's gonna be a while till we can see whether they actually treat us like adults, present the information, and don't try to kind of like put some I don't know, gloves on us and try to kind of like sugarcoat all the things that they're doing, which they might do, but we're gonna look at it then and there. Also the fact that they're gonna, well, they promised us that they're going to be looking at our feedback before implementing these changes is also huge. I think it's a great step in the right direction. And so yeah, today's video is supposedly me saying kind of like a good job, Kabam, you finally deserve a cookie. Funny bit is, this likely means a change to the cadence or timelines for ongoing balance updates from one to the we announced here. We'll update all of you on those soon. I don't know, cadence, it's about Mike, come on, like, you've been roasted for that word so much. I mean, I get what it means, but come on, just stick away from it, Mikey. But anyways, that's just like a small thing that made me giggle reading this post, because I personally do believe that Kabam Mike should stay away from cadence always, ever, and forever. It just brings up bad memories, I suppose. But yeah, back to the video. I am, for one, happy. I definitely do like what I read here. Doesn't mean, like, as I said before, that I am carefree now and I think everything's gonna be fine and great in the world and there's gonna be no issues with kind of uncertainty, I suppose, up until we see the first process. Like, if we get to the December, and that is why I was also kind of worried that December is quite far away, because once we actually get to experience this, and if we accept it, kind of like approve of the process they're going to come up with, and they're going to give us the data, and if they let us give our feedback constructively, and if they take it into the consideration, if they alter these changes that they propose based on our feedback, and if all the champions kind of walk away from these updates as better and more rounded champions, then great, that's fantastic. Then I'd be happy, and then I'd have a big smile on my face, and I could definitely say that, like, Kabam, you have done an amazing job. But it's in December. We don't know exactly how it's going to go down. So I'm cautiously optimistic, should I say, which is often fairly tragic when it comes to dealing with Kabam. However, I am in this case willing to give them the benefit of the doubt based on the video I saw with Luke, based on this post, based on how big of a fuss everybody in community kind of made about Cal being downgraded, because this feels like a small moral kind of victory. Whether it actually is, as I'm saying, it remains yet to be seen in December. What they're going to propose, how they're going to introduce this information, how big of a feedback and how big of an impact our feedback will kind of like give to these balance changes, so on and so forth. But I think this is like a reasonable, grown-up, responsible step to take. I applaud Kabam for doing this, for releasing this post, and I certainly can kind of like commend their efforts in this case. Unfortunately, it's again like a bit kind of too late for many of us. I know people have left the game, people have been, because it took them a month to do this. It took them a month, 1 month of absolute silence, no information. And yeah, unfortunately, there are plenty of people who have already left the game, who just don't care about it anymore, or people whose trust have been shattered. Now, had they been more on the ball, dealt with this issue in a more timely manner, I think the lasting sour taste in our mouth would be a lot less. Because now we have been living with all this kind of like fuss for a month. And I suppose if everything goes well in December, we need to learn to let go kind of thing, and be happy that we as community kind of came together, made Kabam recognize our issues, our problems, formed our criticism. Myself as well, I was fairly vocal on the issue, and I definitely do feel that it definitely is not kind of like up to me to say that like we all did good, like I did a good job or somebody else did. But as a community as a whole, I'm definitely happy for the amount of feedback I saw on forums and how many people that contacted me, so on and so forth. Kind of wish there was a higher involvement from active community heads, but you know, each their own. There are plenty of people who don't want to rub off Kabam the wrong way, or just maybe chose to communicate with them directly instead of publicly. But that's up to them. At this point, definitely all is well. Happy it's working out this way. Happy they have heard us, or at least appear to have heard us. So this is a good day. I definitely feel kind of like a bit uplifted today, and I hope so do you guys. But here is the main question. What do you think about this? Will this go smooth in December? Are you happy with this? Is this something you have been waiting for? Is this something that you can live with? So leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I'm going to gather all the feedback, all the responses. I'm going to try and like think it over again, because this has just dropped. I haven't had all that much time to think it over. This is kind of like my initial impression. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I do like it. I think it's a responsible adult thing to do. Extremely reasonable. But that will do for today. That will be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit all the buttons, and I'm gonna catch you guys soon. See ya.